Thanks for tuning in. We're back on the World News. Amateur video obtained by Reuters shows Syria blanketed in white on Thursday following an unusual bout of cold weather, which is causing suffering to those caught up in the fighting between pro- and anti-regime forces. North of Aleppo, people queued for bread, with food and the resources to enable warmth very scarce. The situation is no different in the town of Aziz, some 20 kilometers away from Aleppo. Nearby, the Free Syria Army is engaged in an attack on forces loyal to Assad who are based at Mengag Airport. Fighting has been difficult in the last week due to snowy weather, but the FSA will continue targeting the airport in order to reduce loyalist airstrikes. Moving on, wildfires destroyed several houses in New Zealand's earthquake-shattered city of Christchurch on Thursday. Local media reported that the flames had claimed up to 4 homes as well as paddocks. In total, an area of 150 hectares has been destroyed, but no one is believed to have died and no injuries have been reported. Several helicopters and 20 fire trucks were battling the flames for almost 2 hours until they managed to douse the fire.
We're extremely lucky, and the fire crews and the residents in the area have reacted very, very quickly. Certainly could have been far worse.
Meanwhile, the death toll in a cold snap in Bangladesh over the last week climbed to 90 as the mercury hit a 45-year low, with the minimum temperature recorded at 3 degrees Celsius in Saidpur. Cold-related complications left 4 people dead in Lalmo Nirhat, 1 each in Jamalpur and Madaripur, and 2 in Mulvi Bazar in the last 2 days alone. With the Wednesday's minimum temperature of 3.2 Celsius in Dinajpur, this winter seems threatening to break the 1968 record of all-time low of 2.8 centigrade in Sri Mangal. The acute fall in temperature, along with dense fogs, disrupted public life across the country, with children and elderly people suffering the most. Hypothermia results in organs failure and, in some cases, death. Let's head to the UK. London's latest landmark, the Shard building, is preparing to open to the public next month, from where it will offer unprecedented views over the capital. The view from the Shard offers visitors the chance to gaze over 2,000 years of history from a viewing gallery in what is now Western Europe's tallest building. The Shard is over 300 meters, and viewing platform on level 72 is almost twice as high as any other viewing point in London.
"360-degree views of London from a height not seen in London before. I think they're the best views in the world. Compared to other observation decks in other parts of the world, you're looking at a tapestry of history that isn't there in other parts of the world."
The glass structure is next to London, near the River Thames and Tower Bridge.
In New York, doing a skyscraper is just another tree in the forest. In London, there is no forest. So the building, instead of being seen in the context of other tall buildings, is going to be seen against the sky. So the tapering form, starting larger at the bottom and tapering to the top, we felt was an elegant form, and that also tied in with this mix of uses. Big floor plates at the bottom for the offices, smaller ones for the hotel in the middle, and then a tiny little floor plate for viewing gallery at the very top.
The view from the Shard gives visitors the experience of looking down on London from 244 meters in the sky.
London is the oldest modern city in the world. It's got these layers of history going back to the Romans, 2,000 years of history. And you only have to look out the windows, see the 10th century Southwark Cathedral, Tower Bridge, which is from the 19th century. All of these various different layers building up. This is just another layer. And I think slowly but surely people will start to appreciate how rich London is, not just today, but its history.
The view from the Shard opens to the public on February 1st, with tickets costing between £25 and £30, and £100 for those who want to jump the queue and go up at a time of their choosing. Let's talk about health and fashion. Another message that's being sent down the catwalk this season focuses on promoting positive body images. Lawmakers in Israel are looking to ban companies from editing fashion photos to make the models look thinner. Let's have this report on Israel's Photoshop law.
21-year-old Margot Stellman is a student and now a model, just like her sister once was. She died of anorexia here in Israel 2 years ago, trying to be ultra-thin in front of the camera. That didn't stop Margot from following in her sister's career footsteps.
It's kind of a personal revenge, I would say, against this terrible disease.
Unlike her sister, Margot and her fellow models aren't afraid to eat, even hamburgers. That's largely thanks to their agent, Habib Arkan. If these models and the models from the rest of the industry did the same thing and worried about their bodies, there'll no longer be little 4 or 5-year-old girls who stand in front of the mirror and say, "I'm fat," when they're this skinny. Barkan became a reformed man after a starved model died right in front of him. He began pushing for a new law regulating eating disorders in his industry, and specifically targeting the culture that promotes them. The law went into effect this month, and now models must produce medical records showing consistent healthy body weight, or risk a fine. They could be banned from shoots and runways altogether, and they and the agencies that use them could be sued for damages by the general public. 1 in 10 young Israelis suffers from the eating disorders anorexia or bulimia, and the number is quickly growing.
There is a clear connection.
Dr. Eitan Gur is a psychiatrist and says the law is a good first step, but not enough.
What the government has to do is invest much more money in treatment, in prevention, open beds in hospitals, open up clinics around the country, and that costs money.
Critics say the law will be tough to enforce, but advocates believe that given time, society will change, with healthier-looking models paving the way.
Never liked this disease. She wanted to get rid of it. She wanted to be normal. I wish she was here. She could see me, I'm sure. She's very proud of what I'm doing now.
Roy Ruttenberg, CCTV, Tel Aviv.
On final story, a 6-month-old baby giant panda, Xiao Liwu, made its first public appearance at the San Diego Zoo on Thursday, attracting lots of local and foreign visitors. Large numbers of visitors came to see his first public show. The cub came to the panda exhibit area at about 9:30 a.m. He climbed trees, rolled out on the ground, and played with his mother, and showed no signs of stage fright. Xiao Liwu was born on July 29, 2012, and has been living with his mother together in the zoo. He was arranged to make his debut to the media and zoo employees on Wednesday before this official unveiling to the public.
I've been watching him in his exams and on the panda cam, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute, I want to steal him, but I won't steal him.
I like the pandas, but I was a little disappointed because the baby panda was kind of hidden, but the big one was in view very well. So I'm glad that I saw the panda.
Sources say that China has more than 1,590 giant pandas in the wild and over 310 in captivity. There are more than 40 giant pandas overseas, including 12 in the United States and another 12 in Japan. And that ends today's World News. Thanks for the company.